All right, we're live at the rink. It looks like the boys are lining up on the far side corner to take the ice. We got SLPCR versus Cloquet PWA Lumberjack Cup Tournament. Should have a good matchup today. Boys coming off of a fresh win, 5-2 against, who did we play this morning? I can't even remember now. Wyzetta, that's right. Boys are looking to do it again against Cloquet, #1 ranked team in the state, according to Minn Kota. See if they can pull off a win and an upset for Cloquet. All right, and Cloquet is starting to line up at the boards here, and we'll watch them take the ice here. Not certain who's going to be the home team here today. Looks like we're dressed in our black jerseys as Cloquet took the white jersey, so we might be the away team, but we'll find out here when they take the benches. Terrible setup here at the National Sports Center, Rink 6. Hate this rink, as the bleachers are set up terrible. There's no room. You can't even, the live streaming, the camera setup is awful. These back four rinks at National Sports Center outside of Bethel's Arena are not set up for spectators very well. And looks like we're just waiting on refs to take the ice. They're not at the rink yet.
And the other ones, is that the issue? That's funny.
Looks like we're up to 2 viewers. Got a hot streak going on with our viewership here. Again, waiting for refs to take the ice. That way the boys can get out there and get this game underway. I'm gonna have to switch sides here.
I see you coming for my stuff.
Yes, I was looking for that pretzel. I got to stand on this side, unfortunately, because this box here is in my way. John is short enough to fit underneath this box, though, so luckily my co-commentator can. I heard he's back. That's perfect.
Proctor?
Say what?
Are we playing Proctor?
Cloquet. Cloquet.
Oh, because I was listening this morning and I was like,
No, Cloquet, the #1 ranked team in the state of Minnesota. So,
oh great, well,
although they have a similar record to us, and their goals for and against are almost identical to us, so who knows?
yeah, you never know, man.
See what team of ours shows up to play.
If we can get it cooking. There were some beautiful passes in that
Yeah.
game.
Just got to do a repeat and get it going here. Still waiting on our refs to take the ice.
Your mom's gonna eat
The only reason I even heard about it is they were talking about it.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, that's about normal though for yeah. Actually, our team's pretty big. 15's a lot of players. Coaches are still looking for those refs to take the ice as our boys are getting confused, and some of them are taken back to the locker room, and a lot of confusion. I know I got the overlay up here, but you can see them over in the corner here, waiting to take the ice. And I'm going to try to use a different camera on my phone here. Struggle bus here. Some camera adjustments here. There we go, that should be a good frame. Still no refs. Some camera adjustments here. Local celebrity Brock Norman's walking back in.
Yeah, he couldn't play last week.
And just one game? Well, that's good.
Well deserved.
Boys are getting relentless at the door here as both teams are lined up waiting for the refs, and still no refs coming out. Actually, I'm going to elicit the help of Brock quickly here. Need your help. This is for the scoreboard on the screen.
Okay.
So that's what's up in the, oh, if it'll load. So basically, up and down for the scores. It'll automatically do that for you. If they do the shot count, you can hit this and then add shots. That's either it's on or off the screen. So you'll see it.
That seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, you don't have to do the shots. And then for second, there's no clock, empty net. And then penalties, you have to manually take off or on. If Brandon Krause gets here, he'll take this over from you. If it locks, it's just 6-3, 4-3, 4-3. 6-3, 4-3, 4-3. Now it's on YouTube because we're live streaming
that.
that.
Here I go to, oh, it's just on score.
Yep, score, shots on goal, but it's turned off on the screen. If you turn that on, if they start tracking, we want. Otherwise, periods, penalties. But you have to, when they lose the penalty, you have to.
Did they do the?
You have to go back down to zero. They did not do the first game, no. But you never know, that might be. And then these are just if you decide you want to do it. I'm aware.
12-6, but all their losses are against.
Yeah.
Double A level.
Yeah, like the Spuds and yes. They've lost to Moorhead Spuds. I looked it up.
But they beat Brainerd, Grand Rapids.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be a hard team. I'm going to stand on this side because this thing's in my way to keep track of the screen. Whoa.
And because you're short.
I figured you could fit underneath this, John.
I would be able to sit and watch.
Here's your mic.
Thank you.
Got the legendary John Pitzel here. Let's go over this, John. I got a new segment called something here. I got to find it here. Coach's Corner. JP's Coach's Corner Hockey Show, pre-game analysis live from the arena. with John Pitzel, JP for John Pitzel. We got his own segment of a show here. I put it in the chat. I put it in earlier, right after the last game, if you go in there. Matter of fact, if you could load it and see if it's going. It says we got 7 live streamers right now.
Well, thanks, Billy. Thanks for having me on. I'm really excited about this game. Proctor's had 5 losses, I think. 4 of them are to AA hockey clubs. So
Yeah.
I think they're going to be fast. I think they're going to have some talent. Today, this afternoon, the boys are going to have to move the puck. They can't just barrel through these guys like Wayzata or Elk River or some of the other teams we play. Today, they're going to have to move it. They're going to have to work together, and they're going to have to protect the house. They're going to have to help Jake in front of the net.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that Cloquet is sandbagging it, considering they have beat a bunch of AA teams. And matter of fact, their only losses are really from AA teams, even though their record, as you see on the screen, is 13-6-0. Those 6 losses are almost all AA teams that they played. They're ranked 4th in Youth Hockey Hub overall. We're ranked 17th. Minn-Kota has them ranked as the #1 PWA team, and we're 23rd. Shots or goals for and goals against are actually pretty close between the two teams. I tried to account for the last game too, that they beat their last game, Waconia, 6-0. But this is going to be a much different team than our boys are used to.
Well, and we can't afford to play these guys shorthanded. Our boys did a great job this morning, staying out of the box outside of the last 6 minutes. They got to stay out of the box and skate with these guys and move the puck.
Yeah, I would agree. They got to be disciplined and play aggressively, but yet very disciplined. So we'll see what they can do today, and hopefully they're willing to pass the puck today. We do have Trevor Stone back. He drank his medicine apparently, and
Took the Pedialyte and did all the things here this morning.
they drugged him up apparently and got him
How
out
about Norman?
here.
We got Norman back.
We got
too?
Vaughn back, fresh off his 1-game suspension, and he's excited to be playing. He was there in the stands on the last game, cheering us on. But we'll see. We're only down then, I think, Graham Zoni this game, so we should have a full lineup ready to rock and roll.
You know, I think this Proctor team too, usually a good indicator of a #1 ranked team, good driver, is a good goalie.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're not just going to be able to rip some of those shots from the top of the circle and they're going to go in. This guy's going to save those. We're going to have to move the puck, get him moving, and try to find some open squares to shoot at here.
Pan over and get a look at Cloquet's team here for the fans watching at home. We got a whole whopping 5 right now, John.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is Friday afternoon. The grandparents are probably going to a Christmas party,
Yeah.
getting ready for the weekend. And some of the folks got to work. I get it. Hey, you got to pay for these hockey sticks somehow.
Yeah, you do, especially when they're $300 a rip now.
And it just is unbelievable to me.
It's crazy.
And they always seem to break right after the warranty period.
Yep. Never fails.
Well, these guys too, I think they got a short lineup. It looks like they're carrying 11.
Yeah, my understanding is they're short 3 players maybe. That's what I heard over beers at Clive's. Clive's is the place to go today.
Unofficial sponsor. I stopped
Yeah.
in there for one.
Did ya?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, $5.80 for a tall. That's cheaper than if I would have went to Cold Stone and had myself an ice cream.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it came with floating chunks of ice because they freeze it so well, the mugs.
Well,
Oh.
lesson learned. I just pretty much slammed my 30-ounce beer, and I got one of those freeze headaches from the beer.
Yeah, a little bit cheaper than Pizza Pub. If Pizza Pub owners ever watch, we'd like them to come down on their prices a little bit.
You know, I don't go to the pub much, but I've noticed that their prices are a little higher.
Prices are up there, and the service is pretty slow at times.
Well, I think they're still figuring it out. It's been about a year, I think.
Yeah. All right, and we get the buzzer. We'll be taking the ice here shortly. Boys just got to clean up these pucks, and we'll be underway. Quarterfinals.
What's going on with the Hamas family after this? Are you done for the night?
We're done for the night. Kinsley just got picked up from school, sick, apparently, allegedly, even though when she got home, she actually didn't have a fever, and she called me sounding quite fine. But
little FOMO, the rest of the family is at the hockey.
Yeah, apparently so. I think she was breathing hot air into her hand and putting it up on her forehead right before they took her forehead tap at school, because they called saying she had a fever, and she clearly does not.
Well, she's smart.
Yeah.
She's got it figured out.
Played that nurse well. They're at home watching. Sarah's not going to be here. And what's the Pitzel family got going on?
We got a Bantam game at 8:30 tonight.
Okay.
So,
we're at?
Coon Rapids.
Okay.
We're
Nice.
over at Crick. So I really want to try that Jelly Bean and Julie's. Or whatever it's called.
Dude, peanut butter and jelly brisket sandwich. They got like a habanero hot jelly with, it's the best sandwich they got there.
So
Sourdough
it's
bread.
worth it.
Yeah, the PB&J brisket sandwich.
Okay.
Highly recommend it.
It's on my list for tonight.
Best barbecue around.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Lumberjack Cup, presented by Lumberjack Cup. Today's game features the Spring Lake Barbecue Rapids and the Corporate Lumberjacks. Now, the starting lineups. First, the visiting team, representing Spring Lake Barbecue Rapids. First up, number 30, goalie, Jake Oswald. Number 28, defenseman, Vaughn Norman. Number 90, defenseman, Noah Dorman. Number 4, winger, Joe Ross. Number 10, winger, Bryson Schultz. And the number 8, center, Trevor Snow.
Okay, they're going to go Stone, Ross, and Schulte today.
Now the home team, representing Clothing Lumberjacks. First up, goalie, number 30, Blaine. Defenseman, number 13, Bryce Costa. Number 7, defenseman, John Number 9, Waylon Cochran.
They only got 10 skaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lastly, number 6, Mason Leosi.
That could be bad or it could be good. Depends on the missing skaters.
Well, a lot of times it means some of your most talented guys are on the ice more often.
Yeah, that's the problem. And we'll do the national anthem here. And that's it. Apparently they can't get it to work.
A moment of silence for a moment of silence for America here.
And the box decides to call that one. And
The bombs bursting in air.
you're like the grandpa from Christmas Vacation when the little the sewer explodes and it sends the sled. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
What did she say? Oh no, she does the Pledge of Allegiance.
The Pledge of Allegiance right in the front yard. You know, I'm a little behind on my annual Christmas movie watching.
Oh, you got to get on that.
I know. I watched
That's
Elf.
the classic.
I've seen
Elf's
Elf.
a great one.
Yep.
Yep. All right, we're about to take the face off. We got Stone at center ice right now with Ross and who is that on his right wing there? Schulte? Schulte on his right wing. We got Carlin and Norman out there for D. Puck goes deep into the Cloquet zone to start off the match. Cloquet behind their net. They're going to go back there. Vaughn steps up to try to keep that in the zone. Unfortunately, it doesn't work out. Cloquet brings it out to center ice. Carlin there to pressure into the boards. Stone picks it up. He throws it back into neutral ice. Goes back to Cloquet. Cloquet on the near side boards here, battling. Schulte comes up with this. He's going to bring it through the neutral zone, pass it up to Stone, right to the middle. They're going to work together to try to get it in deep. Stone keeps it. He gets it into the corner. Cloquet able to get it back out of the zone. They go cross ice. They get it deep behind the zone. Norman dumps it out of the zone. Unfortunately, it lands on the stick of a Cloquet player. I'm going to struggle this entire game. Might have to switch to the outside camera angle here. This will be a little bit better for us. Unfortunately, I get a little bit of the gimbal in there. Carlin behind the net, battling along back there.
You want me to do that?
Huh?
You want me to try to do that?
No, I got it. It'll be all right. Milic picks it up, comes into the neutral zone. He's going to carry it through. He tries to cut up the middle. It gets poked away into the corner by Cloquet. Cloquet comes up with it. They bring it back around their backside of their net. Stewart there to pick it up. He does great move. He passes it over. It hits Milic center ice. Fortunately, just can't get a handle on it. Peterson gets it. He throws one. It goes a little bit wide, and the goalie's able to glove that one down.
Well,
Beautiful play.
These are Gabe's more talented defensemen, better players. 1-on-3, it's going to be tough to go up the middle on these guys. You're going to have to drive outside and try to find your buddy open in front.
We're going to have Will Pitzel in the faceoff dot. He's got Stewart, Max Peterson, Milic, and William Hamas out there as your players. This is a big draw in the offensive zone. Cloquet's winger steps up and strips that one. They bring it out to center ice. They're going to dip it in deep. Max Peterson back there. Liam with a good read. Keeps it out into the corner. Cloquet gets it. They're going to bring it, cycle it back around. They bring it right on front. Shot. Jake gets a nice save.
Hit him.
Stewart grabs it. He throws it up to Will Pitzel, and we got a breakaway. Will tries to, and he fans on it with the rebound. Goes to Will Stewart. And just like that, we go up 1-0. Get the scoreboard up. I just realized I don't have that up.
Back to what we were talking about this morning. Put it on goal and crash the net. Find those rebounds and put that thing in the back of the net.
Beautiful play by the boys there.
Yeah, again, they did hitting the breaking winger in the neutral zone, and we're able to pull away from these guys. I like how we started here.
Let's keep this up. We got Isaac Olsen, Green, and Schulte out there. Rev's talking to the Cloquet coaches about something. Not certain what's going on.
Well, it almost looked like Stu kicked it in, but if you don't have a sweeping motion with your foot, if it deflects off you, that's a good goal.
Yep. Krause and Chalstrom out there as our D partners. And we bring it in off sides. Olsen back in the face-off circle. He wins it back to Chalstrom. Chalstrom tries to go back over. He gets it to Green. Green feeds it back to Olsen. Schulte grabs it as he comes across the blue line. Cloquet trying to grab it. Chalstrom stepping up, shot from the point, and the goalie gets a save and covers. We'll get an offensive face-off.
So seeing Schulte back on the ice makes me think they're going to go 3 centers, 3 wings on one side, and rotate the 2 on the other side, absent Gramzoni.
Chalstrom and Schulte switch spots. I think they're going to try to win it back to Schulte for a one-timer. Unfortunately, it doesn't go their way. Wayzata comes up with this win. Into the corner. Cloquet maintains it. They bring it back behind their goalie. Cloquet comes up with it. They pass it out, but Krause with a great read, and he's going to carry it over. Intercepted by Krause, and he gets it deep. Cloquet gets it back again behind their net. Green pressuring along the near side boards. Olsen grabs this and he brings it in, fires. Puck bounces off, and the goalie's able to come up with the rebound, but almost gave up a really dangerous rebound there.
Little misread by the goalie. It was a good shot, but we got to get to the net. We got to find these loose pucks.
We're up to 14 viewers right now, John.
Oh, people want to see this one. This is a big match.
This is a good matchup. Stone in the face-off circle. He's got JoJo, Ross, and Stewart there to support him on the wing. Cloquet grabs this. They bring it out. You got Vaughn and Carlin coming back on D. Cloquet tries to center it from the corner. Doesn't work out, and it goes back behind the net. Vaughn stepping up. Vaughn getting it. He tries to pass it to Stewart. Unfortunately, it goes to the Cloquet defensemen. They try to hold the zone. Stone trying to battle through the neutral zone. Cloquet coming up with this. Vaughn doing a great job pressuring too. Cloquet finally able to knock it back behind our goaltender. Carlin's back there to pick it up. He's going to pass it up to Ross. Ross feeds it to the middle of the zone to Stone. Stone gets it in deep into the zone behind their goalie. Cloquet picks it up as we go for a line change. And I get caught not tracking with the play. Play comes back this way and you watch the empty side of the net or ice. There we go. Puck goes deep into their zone, but unfortunately that's going to be an icing and it's going to come back our way.
I think, Drew got a stick on that. He was just on the other side of the red line. But hey, moving the puck. We've had 2 good breakouts where they're moving the puck and not just trying to skate it up the ice. That's what we got to do today against these guys.
Will Pitzel in the faceoff dot. He wins it back to Max Peterson. Max tries to throw it out. Gets it to Milic. Milic tips it off, and Schulte's going to be first to it. He centers it, trying to feed Milic. Milic tries to cycle it back to his point. Just can't get a good handle on it. Cloquet's going to finally come out with it, and Liam's going to grab it in the neutral zone. He feeds it off the boards to Schulte. Schulte goes around Cloquet player. He comes back up with this. Oh, and the pass gets centered right through the front of the goaltender, but not able to get it. Liam comes back. Nice play by Liam Hamas there as he shuts down the Cloquet rush.
That would have been a 3-on-0 without Liam back
That would have been bad. Will grabs it. He's walking around Cloquet. Goes around another player. Gets it back into the corner. Tries to center it, but unfortunately Wyzetta comes up with that one. Liam doing a nice job keeping the zone. And the puck finally gets chipped out by Cloquet as Kraus grabs it. We're going to get some fresh legs on the ice. Stewart comes up with this. He's going to rush it. He's got speed. He comes in, cuts in front, but he just can't get a shot off. Puck drops back to Milic. Coaches are calling for Drew to get a change, but I don't think he can get out of the zone there. Isaac comes around. Cloquet collides mid-ice with a Cloquet player. And Cloquet comes up with that, comes in and gets a shot on goal. Jake's going to hold on to that, though.
Well, I kind of like what we got going on with Jake here. Just a couple long shots every once in a while.
Yeah.
That's a good program to be on.
No strong angles. Isaac Olsen's going to take the face-off here. He wins it back. Shallstrom doing a nice job coming up and trying to get that. Fortunately, Cloquet is able to grab this. They go over to the point. Shot gets blocked by Isaac Olsen's leg. Continuing to battle here on the near side corner. Apologize for anybody at home trying to watch this. The angles of this are terrible for me. Make some adjustments maybe in the next one and try to lower it further away from me. Yeah, now that I see how many families we got here. Puck comes out to the neutral ice. Stewart's on it. Cloquet player trying to do tons of toe drags. They're not working though. They're able to finally grab this and they bring it back into our zone. Good stick by Kraus there as he pokes it away. Schulte brings it around the near side boards. Kraus grabs it. He tries to feed Isaac Olsen, but it gets intercepted. Cloquet with a slap shot from a tough angle, and Jake's able to make a save. We clear the zone. It comes back out to neutral ice. Cloquet regrouping. Stone back to pick this one up. He's going to bring it back behind Jake. He feeds it to Schulte. Schulte's going. He's got JoJo Ross with him. Schulte coming in. He fires and he scores! Schulte with our second goal, walks wide, fires and buries it in the back of the net.
Oh, man.
We go up 2-0. Not what Cloquet was expecting.
That whole thing set up by Stone in the D zone. You can see him getting his legs back, sends it up ice, and then Schulte takes off and buries it. This is what we want to see today. This is the team we knew we had.
If Stone is sick, you would never know it.
Not after that shift.
Stone comes up with a face-off win right off the deal, but unfortunately we come in off sides. Got 6 minutes and 45 seconds left of the first period. Stone's gonna get in and take the face-off. Cloquet coming up with this. They drop it back to their D. They go D to D here in the offense, or their defensive zone. Play is right here in front. Kind of hard to pick up. Carlin over there to pressure. He pushes the Cloquet player to the boards. That allows Schulte to pick it up. And we're going to get an offsides as that came back in offsides.
I mean, we are seeing a lot of really great things from these boys. The passes, the moving the puck, the hustle. This has been, I think, their best half period of hockey I've seen them play.
Well, hopefully we got a long game ahead of us. Hopefully they can keep it up. And Anoka earlier today blew somebody said maybe a 3-point lead or a 5-point lead. And then finally came back and won in overtime. So, I mean, it can happen to the best of them, but hopefully not us this game. Cloquet trying to walk it in, shakes a shot, rebound goes to Cloquet, and they get a rebound. We get a whistle though, as Jake's able to get a cover. Dangerous bouncing puck right out in front, but Jake, again, the brick wall holding strong back there for us. 6 minutes still left in this first period.
Yeah, he's been so solid all year.
We got Will Pitzel again out there with Milic and Stewart. You got Liam Hamas and Max Peterson is your defensive pairing. Will Pitzel comes up with a crucial win and wins it back to Max Peterson. He gives it back to Will, but unfortunately we lose the puck. Puck deflects off a shot off of Jake into the corner. Cloquet coming up with it in the corner, in the near side corner. Drew supporting, comes and strips the Cloquet player. Fans on the pass, unfortunately, but that's going to work out as Will Pitzel grabs it. He drives in and goes wide into the corner. Cloquet is able to regain possession of this, and they're going to bring it back out. Oh no, and a tip by Max, but it almost didn't go our way. Puck goes out in front. Jake able to keep it out though. Will Stewart picks it back up. He's got speed as he splits the D here through the middle of the neutral zone.
Oh, that kid's got some talent. That 13, he used his hips perfect on Stu.
Max Peterson trying to get it. Pushes the player into a hard angle and doesn't get much on that shot. Jake comes up with a pad save. Green stepping up to try to grab it. Peterson goes to Green. Green grabs this and he's going to rush it out of the zone. He's looking for players. He doesn't have anybody. As we go for a line change, he brings it in, tries to fire, but it goes just wide of the net. Cloquet regrouping in their zone. They bring it back behind the net. Cloquet going to try to rush it. Isaac stepping up to try to pressure. He drops it back to his D though. They bring it into the zone. He goes back behind. And the bounce goes over to, and off a pipe, I believe. A shot from the point. I think I hear the iron there. Okay, continuing to keep zone pressure. Shot again. Goes into the near side corner. Cloquet continues to maintain possession. Jake finally able to gain it off a shot, and he's going to cover.
Yeah, I think we were about due for a line change there and reset the deck here.
We're going to get a defensive zone draw. Stone wins it back to Kraus. Kraus feeds it back to Stone. Stone's going to chip it out, tries to feed Ross, and Cloquet comes up with this.
Yeah.
Stone steps into the zone to try to pressure. Cloquet comes up with it though, and they're able to bring it back out of the zone. They go cross ice and bring it back in. Kraus is there to pressure along the near side boards. Clearing attempt goes right to the stick of a Wayzata player. They try to shoot, but it gets deflected. Charlstrom with a great pass. It goes right to Stone. Stone comes up. Oh, and he just can't fire it and get a good stick or a good shot. Great feed by Charlstrom. Stone still has it. And he loses the handle on it. Cloquet finally able to clear it. Von Norman steps up and he's able to drive it deep into the zone. We regroup, and I think we're going to get a penalty here. And we're going to the box suddenly, I think, for a trip. Not certain who they call Trevor Stone for a trip. And we're going to get a defensive zone draw. Coach has decided to go with Will Pitzel, Drew Milich, Carlin, and Von Norman as the PK. Will wins it back to Vaughn. Vaughn is able to easily clear the net. And Drew Milich, and he just loses the race to the puck. The Panther almost struck him on the PK. Cloquet brings it back in. Backhand shot, but Jake reads it all the way and gets a glove save.
That's at number 13. He definitely noticed him. He's a really nice player. We got to watch out for him today.
Will taking the face-off again here. Pitzel comes up with it again to Vaughn. Vaughn tries to clear it, but lose the handle on it. Cloquet able to hold the zone. They cycle it back behind our net. Vaughn's first to it. He tries to ring it around the boards. Can't make it out. Cloquet coming up with it. Cloquet walking it in. Shot. Jake makes a save. Bounces to the back of the net. Cloquet going to their point. Shot attempt. Gets deflected in front. Cloquet cycling it again in front. Vaughn with a great stick to disrupt that play. They're not able to get a shot off. Carlin rings it around the boards. Unfortunately, goes to Cloquet. Cloquet passed over to their D. Shot, and Jake couldn't get a good read on that one. They find the top right corner of the net.
I mean, Carlin, I don't know what he was doing there. He was in the corner.
Yeah.
And the puck is in front of the net here, boys. Get with the program.
That didn't work out in our favor, and we go down, or we give up our first goal 2-1. Looks like Cloquet's got 15 shots on goal as we got 8.
Again, not Carlin's fault. We shouldn't have been in the box.
We shouldn't have
got to
been.
stay out of the box. We can't be shorthanded here.
Isaac coming up with this win to Green. Green goes back to Peterson. He goes over to Liam. Liam gives it back to Max. Max going to try to get it out. Unfortunately, Cloquet gets a stick on this. Puck comes back into into the offensive zone. Scrum here. Puck comes out. Max goes to Liam. Liam's going to feed it back up to Schulte. Schulte comes up with it still and able to hang on. He takes a shot, hits the goaltender in the chest. Isaac picking it up near side. Cloquet able to chip it away. Schulte picks it up center ice. Him and Isaac come in, and we're going to get an offsides. Looks like coach is going to change up the offensive line. The same D pairs will stay out. Got 57 seconds left in this first period. 2-1 SLPCR. Looks like we got Trevor Stone back out on the ice. He wins it forward to himself. Cloquet, though, able to rob them of it. Stewart trying to battle for it here on the far side boards. Cloquet coming up with this. Max Peterson dropping back and able to knock the Cloquet player off that puck. Cloquet able to come back up with this. Stewart intercepts it. Cloquet again. Liam with a great defensive play there to keep the player and push him to the boards. Puck goes into the corner.
She has a flat tire.
Cloquet again with this.
She needs
they
the
go
phone
to the
number.
point, but it dribbles out of the zone. 10 seconds left of this first period, and we could use this. And Cloquet throws it back in offsides. We got 7 seconds left of the first period. Coach is just going to let these same boys play this through. A lot of defensive zone pressure here. We're going to get a neutralized draw right in the center. Stone wins that forward. Fortunately, Cloquet comes up with it. They throw it in behind the goalie, and that's going to call it as we reach the end of the first period. John, you want to go over some of the brackets here for this game? We can. So bracket 1, our bracket here this morning. Let's see here if I can read this. Rogers lost to, I forget the team and I can't read it on here. I get a little blocked. Rogers lost to their team. Folks at home can probably see it above there. I can't read it. But Rogers lost, so the other team advanced. Try to come up with it. Minneapolis advanced. And then obviously we got to play Cloquet. So the winner of this game will play tomorrow at 4:30 at Super Rink 4. And that game will be live streamed by Youth Hockey Hub and us. We'll compete. Let's see who gets more viewers. Double coverage. I think I'll have better viewership. Let's try to outdo them.
Well, I think the commentary is better.
The what?
The commentary is much.
Oh, 100%. I don't know. I've never seen the Youth Hockey Hub. Do they do the overlays and the whole production?
I think they do the scoreboard.
Do they scoreboard?
They do the scoreboard.
Oh, see, they're not putting this up on theirs.
I forget the guy's name, the owner of Youth Hockey Hub. Is it Jack or Kevin? Or he kind of looks like a Kevin. It's not his name, but he does a good job. He knows the boys. He's familiar with a lot of the boys, and he does a pretty good job.
And it was Woodbury that beat Rogers today. Sure, I got a charging phone. Looks like we're about to start the period again. I'll go back to the scoreboard.
Okay, let's come out flying here.
Second period starting. Looks like we're going to start with the Pitzel line. Pitzel, Schulte, Milic. You got Kraus and Chalstrom out there as your defensive pairing. Faceoff gets knocked deep into the Wayzata zone. Wayzata's first to that puck. And it gets cleared out of the zone, back into ours. Kraus is going to be first to it. He's going to rush it. He throws it up. Oh, and unfortunately, Cloquet comes up with that. Milic comes in to support, strips Cloquet of it. I think I called him Wayzata. If you didn't know, I have Billyisms where I am a George Bush of my era. I'm a George Bush of my era. I make up words a lot, John.
I love them.
It's part of who I am.
Graham Zoney, one of the best ones you came up with.
And it's sticking. Puck comes back into our defensive zone. Chalstrom's there to grab it. He tries to throw it to Schulte. Unfortunately, it hits the body of a Cloquet player. Pitzel grabs this along the blue line. Cloquet coming up with it. They're going to bring it back into the zone. They drive it wide. He's looking to center it. Oh, and a weird bounce. Weird tip.
Weird bounce.
Jake, though, luckily he's a catcher in baseball. And he gloves that one down right away.
Unbelievable reflexes.
That was a strange bounce and almost didn't go our way. Coach is going to use the opportunity to get some fresh legs out there.
Is it flat or just a metal thing?
Isaac Olson taking the face-off. Cloquet comes up with it. Another shot attempt, but Jake's there to stop it. Vaughn gets it and tries to pass it to the winger. It comes out of the zone. Cloquet's able to grab possession of it. They bring it back in. Carlin there Green trying to stake it away. Intercepted by Stewart. And I don't know what happened, but I believe we're going to the box for something. Isaac Olson back in the box here, and not what we need. Not certain what the call was for.
Well, we're going to see what Liam's got here. He's got to kill this penalty off and bring the heat here. The feisty little blonde, we need him to step up.
We're going to need him. We got Max Peterson and Liam Hamas out there for our D. Stewart and Green is your forwards. Stewart loses the face-off to Cloquet. They bring it in. Shot blocked by Jake. Goes back behind our goaltender. Cloquet steps up and grabs it. Goes to the point. Their power play setup is pretty nice.
You can tell they've worked on this.
Yeah, they definitely have, as they're doing a nice job cycling the puck.
They got 13 up top here.
Puck comes back to the point. They cycle it back down low. Liam able to block and stop the shot attempt. Puck gets deflected out or bounces out. Comes back into their zone. We got 48 seconds left to kill. Cloquet regrouping, and they come fast through the zone. Stewart getting a good stick on it along with Max Peterson. Puck goes back behind Jake. Liam's there to pressure. Shot attempt goes high and wide and hits the glass, and that's going to deflect out as a result. 27 seconds now left of the PK. Stewart back to pressure behind the goaltender here.
Yeah, this looks good though. We're in the perfect formation for the PK. One man attacking low. That box looked great.
Hopefully they can keep it up. Shot a gun goal, but Jake keeps it. The rebound, not able to go anywhere for Cloquet. Puck slides it back by Jake, and he
as
just
good
covers.
as the Cloquet PK or penalty power play looked, the PK looked great.
Yeah, that
Kept
worked
them
out
to the
really
outside.
well.
They didn't have one good scoring opportunity up the middle, which is what you're trying to do on the power play. That looked good.
Interesting. Coach left Liam and Max out there. They changed the forwards. Got Stone and Ross out there. Cloquet comes up with a win. We're back full strength. As we're going to get Schulte back on the ice here. Comes out for us. Shot gets deflected. It goes wide into the corner. Schulte's first to it though. He's going to bring it back up. Fumbles the puck though, unfortunately. Able to recover from it. Puck comes back out. Cloquet gets it. They take a shot. Bounces off of Jake's pad. It goes down on the ice, and Jake just decides to cover. Probably a good call. Coach is going to change up our defensive pairing now and leave the same forwards out there.
Schulte is like a son to me. He's one of my favorites, but we got to get back to moving the puck on the breakout.
Yeah.
It's just too hard against good teams to skate it all the way up the ice.
Cloquet keeps possession in our zone. Goes back into the corner. Chalstrom, and who is that? Is that Isaac Olsen there trying to pressure? Schulte comes up. Shot from the point. It goes wide. Kraus battling along with Ross on the far side boards. Cloquet coming up with a win. Centering attempt. Gets deflected by our own boys, and it dribbles into Jake's pad, and he covers and gets a good save. That'll afford coaches to throw out some new forwards, and the same Ds will remain out there. Looks like we're going to get Pitzel, Milic, and Stewart back out there. Pitzel will take the face off. Chalstrom and Kraus out there for D still. Pitzel in the face-off dot. He wins it back to Kraus. Kraus wings it back over to the far side board, tries to feed it to Stewart. Unfortunately, it's just a little too far. Cloquet regroups and grabs this. They're going to bring it back into the zone. Centering attempt. Jake saw it all the way around. Stewart grabs this. He's going to rush it out. Okay, able to cut him off.
We have to pass on that breakout.
Yeah.
We got to move the puck.
Our neutral zone game is our weakest point, in my opinion, and we really struggle when we get into the neutral zone. Cloquet is able to throw it back behind our goaltender. Kraus there to pick it up. Almost lose and he does. He fumbles a little bit there as he lost an edge. Shot attempt by Cloquet, but he fumbles on the shot. Puck goes behind our net. Now back to the point. Kraus does a good job, intercepts the pass attempt. Cloquet coming back up with this though. They're going to bring it back out. And they're going to rock it through. Milic tries to pressure but can't get a hold of him. Cloquet dropping back. Oh, and they're going to pass it out of their own zone as he tried to go across ice to the D. We needed that. Cloquet regrouping though again. Pitzel intercepts. He tries to feed it up to Drew.
Come on, Drew.
Goes deep into the zone. Cloquet rings it around the boards. Chalstrom there to hold the zone. He dumps it back behind there. Cloquet's first to it. They ring it around the boards. Vaughn there to try to hold it. He comes up with it. Coach is yelling at Milic to get his butt off the ice. He's been out there for a long time.
That's, I think, the second time Coach Pickett's gotten after Drew.
Taking some long shifts, and puck comes out finally, goes to Norman. That's going to allow Milic to get off the ice finally. Looks like Green gets off for him. Cloquet grabs this. They're going to bring it back through the neutral zone. Chalstrom with a nice stick, and he's able to thwart that attempt off. Vaughn steps up to support, chips it out to neutral ice. Cloquet comes up with it on the near side boards. They chip it back up, but Vaughn comes up with it again. Again chips it up the ice into the neutral zone. Isaac comes up with it. And Cloquet able to chip it away from him. They're going to regroup and come back in. This looks like a new Cloquet team that we saw in the first period. They've renewed their ability to play hockey, and they're showing us what they have. Vaughn intercepts a shot attempt in front of the net. Chalstrom strips the player of a Cloquet player, tries to clear it. Cloquet intercepts. They walk it back in. Shot attempt, and he doesn't miss as he finds the top corner and he buries it. And we have a tied game 2-2. Shots on goal, John, if you haven't seen. 24 shots for Cloquet, 9 for us.
Yeah,
So
we got to create some more scoring opportunities.
they woke up in this second period. Whatever the coaches said after that first, they decided they weren't going to have any more of that. And
Well, we got to see how they bounce back from this. 2 unanswered goals. Now the next goal's a big one. Which way are we going to go here, boys?
puck comes our way. JoJo Ross is going to dump it deep into the board or into the back of the net, the offensive zone. Cloquet's first to it. JoJo Ross battles through and comes up with this. Stewart able to hold the zone. He's going to cycle it. Liam Hamas grabs it. He fires a shot, hits the glove of the goaltender. Cloquet banks it off the boards, and they're going to get it out. Oh, and Carlin with a nice stick to chip it back out. Stewart picks it up in neutral ice. Losing at the skates at Ross for a second there. Ross coming in to support. Holds the zone, does a nice job. Oh, and a big hit by Cloquet as they're going to go to the box for a check. Damn near a boarding.
Yeah, I don't know if he took a run at him or not. It doesn't look like the refs are going to talk about it, but this is where you'd like to see, them try to put something together. Your three, 4, 5 best guys that work together can move the puck. Let's see if you can get something going here and make sure you bury one on the power play.
It looks like we're going to stay with Max Peterson and Liam for D. Stone, Ross, and Stewart. Stewart and Hamas switch spots. Stone's going to try to win this back to Stu, and Stu's going to one-timer it, I bet. And Cloquet comes up with a win. They bring it back behind their net. They do a good job. They're able to clear the zone, and it goes the distance of the ice. And we get an icing.
We still got a minute 19 here to kind of get something set up and get to work.
Looks like coaches decided to make a line change with the forwards. He's going to leave Max and Liam out for D. But we're going to have Drew Milich, Pitzel, and Schulte. I kind of like this lineup. This line has been clicking really well.
They got the 2 goals today, don't they? Does this line have it?
Yeah.
Stu was on it, I think.
Stu's not on this line. He was on the last line. But this line on the last game was hot. The last few games have been really hot. Pitzel tries to come in and swipe that. Cloquet chips it back out. Liam's back there to pick it up. He goes cross ice to Max. Max chips it up to his forwards. Unfortunately, it lands back on Cloquet, and they're able to get it back. Liam picks it up behind our net. He's coming through with speed. He's going to bring it back into the neutral zone. Oh, no, and he starts to lose it as he gets to the blue line. I wish he would have either dumped it deep or passed it there. Liam comes up with this. He's going to pass it over to Will Pitzel. Will's going to dump it in deep. And they dump it in behind the boards. Schulte trying to get there. Liam's got to step up, though, and be holding that zone. Puck comes back out to center ice, and it's going to dribble into ours. And we're going to all but almost kill the power play as we only got like 15 seconds left. Liam regrouping behind our net. Oh, he tries to pass it, hits the skate of Max, and Cloquet comes up with it. Man. Liam grabs it back behind the net, but Cloquet's right there. Not what we wanted to see. Max feeds it to Schulte. We're back 5-on-5 hockey, but Schulte tries to go center it, but gets it taken out. And it's going to go the distance of the ice, and we'll get an ice. Oh, no, we don't get an icing on this. Milich picks it up. He rings it around the boards. Cloquet comes in, they fire right from the center, rebound, shot attempt, but Jake's able to grab a hold of it, and we get a whistle. We're gonna get some fresh D out there as Max and Liam had been out there for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
They were earning their
keep
keep
hearing
there.
their names.
Yeah. Looks like we're gonna have Isaac, Stewart, and Kraus out there, and Green and Chalstrom. Isaac in the face-off circle. Cloquet comes up with this, but Stewart steps up and strips him. Cloquet regroups and able to bring it back in. Chalstrom chips it back out to neutral ice. Cloquet regroups and Pratt gets possession of it. They bring it back in. Stewart strips him, brings it back out to our neutral zone. Isaac goes cross ice to Green. Green tries to feed it back to Olsen. Shot in front, but the goalie's able to come up with a save, and we get a whistle. Offensive zone draw coming. 3:30 left of the second period. 2-2.
Well, pretty good hockey game.
Yeah.
We got to find some way to get some scoring opportunities here.
Yeah, we need more shots on goal. Unfortunately, we're just not coming up with much offensive zone time in this this period. Puck goes back behind as Cloquet comes up with this face-off win. They go back over to the corner. They're going to be able to get it out. Pass attempt hits his own player in the back of the leg. Stewart re-grabs a hold of this puck and he tries to get it in. Cloquet intercepts and chips it back out of the neutral zone, into the neutral zone. They got this. Kraus, 17 goes around Kraus. Luckily, couldn't find a handle on that puck as it got too far in and it goes behind the net. Scrum in front. Cloquet not able to get a shot off. They cycle it back. Isaac Olsen pressuring in front. Cloquet grabs behind. He's looked like he was going to try for a Michigan there, but Kraus is quick to get on him. Cloquet brings it back behind our net. They pass it out right out in front, and they bury it. Good play by Cloquet. They centered that, and Jake didn't have time to react. We got to cover those guys in front.
You got to get under a stick in front. And I know it's hard. You want to watch the puck. You want to see what's going on, but
just got to cover your guy in front, though.
That's your only job in front of the net. Get under the stick.
Yep. And we go down 3-2 in the second period. We got 2 minutes and 51 seconds left. Puck goes over to the near side board. Cloquet's going to come up with it. He's going to carry it in. Great stick by JoJo Ross as it disrupts their play, and it comes back out to neutral ice. Fortunately, Cloquet is able to keep possession of this. Shot attempt from the point, but it gets deflected wide. Carlin's back there to grab it. Bond stepping up, pressures, good job attacking, and he takes away the shot attempt. Puck goes into the corner. JoJo Ross comes up with this. He passes it up to Schulte. Schulte, though, gets taken out by two Cloquet players, and they get possession of this, and he's coming back up looking for passing options. Cloquet coming through the neutral ice. They bring it into our zone. They get it back behind our goaltender. Ross back there to pick it up, but he loses his footing. Cloquet, as a result, comes up with a puck. Stone's able to grab this. He tries to chip it out of the zone, but Cloquet's defensemen are able to hold it. Vaughn picks it up. Vaughn takes a shot from center ice, and the goalie gloves it down, drops it out. And just like that, we get caught on a change. Luckily for us, the pass, and then the Cloquet player fumbles. I don't know how they didn't come up with something, the Cloquet player on that one. Breakaway attempt, loses the
Hit him,
puck.
you gotta hit him.
Here comes Stone, he's got Drew Milich, and we draw a penalty on that one. And I think I lost it on the frame. I think I got
too busy watching.
I got caught staring, just like I tell the players not to do.
Well, you don't have any jobs today, really.
Yeah.
I'm going to let you off the hook.
Again,
that one, it's so hard. And was that Schulte or Stone? Those two boys grind hard. He's working up the outside, but Milich has got to let him know that he's open. Yeah, make some noise and just slide that across and create that scoring opportunity.
Yeah, that was Stone. He drove it in wide and got taken out, and Cloquet's to the box. We'll get a minute 30 power play. Hopefully come up with something. It looks like we're going to go with Pitzel Drew Milich and Schulte is your forwards. Max Peterson and Liam are your defensive pairing, but Schulte and Liam switch spots for the faceoff. As Will try to win it back to Schulte and he wins it back on. Schulte grabs it. He takes a shot. Blocker saved by the goaltender. Goes back to Max. Max cycles it to Will, or not, to Milich. Will Pitzel behind the net. Goes right out in front.
Yeah!
And we bury it. Milich! Milich with the rebound. And just like that, we're tied back up 3-3. Good teamwork by these boys to capitalize on the power play.
I mean, that looked like a real power play.
That did.
They moved it around, won the draw, set it up, worked it back out front, and buried it. This is great.
That's what we want to see by these forwards, and great job attacking the net. Coaches leave the same line out there. Cloquet coming up with a face-off win. They're going to rush it into the zone. Shot from the corner here. Corner of the blue line. Jake gobbles it up, though, right away and makes a good save. We're up to 18 viewers now, John.
Okay, well, people are hearing about the game and starting to get in on the action.
It's blowing up on social media. For us, John, we're going viral. Cloquet getting the offensive zone draw for their team, and puck's in the corner. 17 from Cloquet, tried to cut right out in front, but it gets cut off. Bryson Schulte brings it into the zone. Cloquet strips him of the puck. Pitzel's there to support, though. And Cloquet finally able to come up with this. And they come into the zone, and we're going to have a rush. Cloquet tries to pass it cross ice, but it's out of the reach. Liam with a good read as he blocks the shot in front. Liam tips that high, and it goes above Jake. Goes to the corner.
Well, we got a hockey game, Billy.
We get the buzzer. End of 2. We're tied 3-3. We definitely have a hockey game here, and take a look at some of the games from earlier today.
Good game.
See if I can get it up in time. So Blaine lost to Minnetonka earlier. They lost 4-1. Let's see here. Osseo Maple Grove defeated Centennial 9-3. Anoka won in overtime 5-4. They had gone down or took a commanding lead and gave it up and tied it up, and they had to go to overtime to win that. See here. Chaska Chanhassen defeated White Bear Lake 3-2. Rochester defeated Rogers in the second game, 5-1. And let's see here, Chaska Chanhassen, they're live 0-0 against Osseo Maple Grove. End of the first period, they're still tied up 0-0.
We're upstairs because it's warmer.
I'm standing there
start
doing
the second period
commentary.
or the third period. See how this game comes out. We have a big
this is a good
opportunity
game.
Cloquet here. Isaac Olsen's going to take the face-off draw. Win goes back to Cloquet. Pass attempt intercepted by Will Stewart. Isaac with a great stick, deflects that one high. Fortunately, Cloquet is able to grab that. Kraus doing a nice job gathering along the near side boards. Trying to chip it out. Green's there to support him. He's got Isaac Olsen with him. Cloquet comes up with it. They drive right in front of the net, go around Michael Chalstrom and go right into the crease, but Jake's able to grab a hold of that puck and get a cover. We'll get a defensive zone draw. Isaac Olsen back in the face-off dot. Comes up with a big win here. Cross gets there, throws it to the corner. Puck goes on the far side boards. Cloquet comes up with it. They try to center it, but Kraus gets a nice stick on it. Prevents any centering attempt. Isaac Olson throws it up to his winger, Green. Fortunately, tries to tip it back, and Cloquet comes up with that, and they cycle it back around and fire a shot, and Jake's able to glove it down and get a whistle. 19 viewers now, John.
I think the word's getting out.
We were supposed to move the camera too, John, and we just kept forgetting.
No, well,
so now I'm caught in this awkward angle, but
well, you're doing a great job.
Apparently so, because we got 19 viewers.
Yeah.
Looks like we get a new lineup. Stone takes the face off, goes back to Vaughn. Vaughn tries to get up to Bryson. Puck dribbles out of the zone. Okay, fighting for it in the neutral zone. Schulte, Vaughn stepping up to try to get possession of this thing. Cloquet able to chip it back. JoJo Ross is going to be first to it. He's going to ring it around the back of the net. Carlin's there to pick it up. He banks it off the boards to Stone. Fortunately, the bouncing puck goes back, and they have a battle on the near side boards for it. Cloquet comes up with it. They're able to hold the zone. Oh, and just like this, Schulte breaks it out of the zone. He drives it wide, but oh no, we got an arm up, as I believe we're going to the box.
I don't like that one. I mean,
Yeah,
those boys were in there. They were being physical. I didn't see an elbow. I didn't see an interference. They were playing the puck. I don't understand that one. Just because he made a little noise when they hit the boards, I don't like it.
No, Schulte's back in the box, and suddenly
exactly.
This PK
two
line
boys
is gonna
tangled up.
This PK line is going to be important. We got Stewart and Pitzel. Pitzel will take the face off, and coach decided to go with Liam Hamas and Max Peterson as our PK line. They did a great job on the last one. Let's see if they can do it again. They come up with it. Liam gets it at the corner and is able to bank it out of the zone. Cloquet re-getting it, and they bring it back in. Pitzel's there to pressure him into the outside. He brings it around the backside of the net. Centering attempt is a failed, and it comes down the length of the ice. And no icing as a result, because Cloquet threw that one. Stewart's there to really offer some good pressure. Cloquet gives it, and they finally clear it out of the zone. Liam picks it up, though. He's going to bank it off the near side boards, though. Oh, and Cloquet picks it up at center ice. Liam with a good stick, drives it out. Puck goes back behind the net. They wrap it around, they try to get it, but our boys get a stick on it. Pitzel comes up with this, he chips it out of the zone. Beautiful play, and he does it perfectly so it doesn't go the length of the ice to get an icing. I really like that play by Pitzel there. Cloquet comes back in, tries to center it. Jake does a good job there getting there. Oh, boys, center in front. Puck goes bouncing up and above the net. Cloquet still maintains it. Shot from the point right into the belly of Jake. And Jake gobbles that up. 7 seconds left of this PK.
Great job by Jake there. 3-4 great doorstep saves, shutting them down, keeping us in this one. Now we got to get to work for him. We got to kill this penalty and get the puck in the other side of the ice.
Tuesday we had an hour-and-a-half practice. We were missing a handful of players because the St. John kids were at their concert. Was that Monday or Tuesday, John?
That was Tuesday.
Tuesday, and I sat and watched practice that game, and they worked a lot about the penalty kill and setting up the box and holding your spots. It's definitely showing. Oh, and Cloquet fires it. Bounces out in front, they get the rebound, and they go up 4-3.
That's, again, we got to cover our guys in front. Hopefully Coach Carlin's going to talk them up here once those two get back off the ice and see if they can regroup on that one.
Coach is going to leave the same lineup out there. We got Isaac Olson, Green, Schulte at right wing, and then Chalstrom and Kraus out there as your D-mates. Not certain what's going on.
I think they're getting tired. They're trying to change, and the coach is saying, no, not now.
Yeah, they only have 2 lines, I suppose, so they're probably running out of gas. Schulte comes up with this. He brings it back over. He actually tries to feed it to Kraus, but kind of loses the handle on that one. He just maintains possession, and he's got speed as he enters the zone. Oh, and unfortunately, he loses it to Cloquet. Re-strips his own player, tries to go to green, but can't get it. Oh, and Cloquet walks it in. They fire, but he wings it high. Goes off the glass and comes out of the zone. Schulte comes back up to this. Gets it chipped off his stick. Isaac Olsen coming in. He tries to cycle, but Cloquet strips him. Shot attempt, but it goes wide and goes off the boards behind the net. Cloquet coming up with it again. They center it, but pass can't go anywhere. Their defenseman grabs it. And from the point, their defenseman cycles, fires, finds the back of the net. And they go up 5-3.
That's that 13 I warned you about.
Yeah.
And that was a Bantam level shot. That was a shot that looked more like a 15-year-old than a 13-year-old.
Yeah, it made Jake's water bottle jump off the back of the net there. Our boys are kind of looking defeated right now. I hope they can shake this because there's a lot of time left.
Well, they got to get the next one here. They got to get some momentum going. We need the next goal here.
Stone's back in the face-off circle. Unfortunately, he loses it to Cloquet. Shot on goal. Jake deflects it with his stick into the corner. Jojo Ross stepping up, trying to grab that. Cloquet coming up with it. Vaughn trying to battle. Puck gets thrown back behind Jake. Carlin's the first to it with the Cloquet player. They're battling on the 5-side corner there. Stewart's there to try to battle through and help out. Fortunately, Cloquet coming up with this. They walk it out in front, try to center. Jake gets his pad though on the near side post and is able to keep it. Schulte coming up with this. He's got Stewart and Ross with him. Or Stone, I'm sorry, that's Stone. Ross dumps it in back behind the net. Cloquet getting it though. Max Peterson steps up, able to hold the zone temporarily at least. Liam grabs it, he throws it, centering it, trying to go to Stone. Passes out of his reach though, and Cloquet's able to battle through. Luckily, we come back up with it as Max tries to feed it right up the middle of the ice. They have a collision, Stone and Jojo. They both go down. Liam back there. 13 walks around Liam. Pressure in front. Thank goodness Stewart's there to help out. We're falling apart here. Stewart gets this. He feeds it up to center ice to Jojo Ross. He's going to chip it in and go for a change. Max trying to grab a hold of this, and we're caught on an awkward break-in. Liam and Drew Milich back check to grab this. Puck goes back in there. Into the corner. Max Peterson comes up with it. He's going to carry it through the neutral zone. He gets it in deep. Cloquet regains possession behind their net. They're going to try to go out of the zone. They tip it off their own stick. I don't know how we're not getting an icing on that one.
I mean, that was a tip in their zone. That still is an icing.
Unless it was our player that tipped it, I guess.
No.
I think it was their player, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was Max.
Oh, it was us.
It was Max, actually, now that I think about it. Jake covers though in front, and they're deciding to get some fresh legs on the ice. Looks like we'll have Will Pitzel out there taking the face-off draw. Carl steps up to try to support, tries to chip it out. Drew comes up the middle of the ice. He's going to grab possession of it, turns directions, tries to feed Pitzel, but can't clear it. Kraus does a nice job seeing this. He feeds it right up to Will. Fortunately, it bounces off his stick, and the goaltender comes out and throws it off the glass. That was a great play by the goaltender there.
And the D-man. Get a stick on that.
Number 17 from Cloquet tried to center it there. Shot attempt again, but gets deflected up and under the glass. Cloquet's looking like they're on the power play. Shot attempt, but Jake sees that one and is able to glove it down. But the way that Cloquet's turned it on, you'd think that they are on a power play.
Well, and again, that first 8 minutes of the game, we were moving the puck. We were working hard. Now you start to see the legs move a little slower. We're trying to do it on our own. The passing has tapered off. I mean, you got to get back to our game where we know we can beat these guys.
Cloquet coming up with this face-off win. They cycle right in front. Shot, save, Rebound goes to Cloquet, and they capitalize. 6-3 Cloquet. Now we need a miracle to come back from this one. We got 6 minutes and 45 seconds left. And with the way Cloquet's playing, I mean, they have 46 shots on goal to 13.
Yeah.
And you could tell why they're ranked #1 in the state. Even when they went down in the first, they kept their composure and came back in the second and third here. And okay, coming up with this face-off win. They get it into the zone, but we're able to chip it out. Carlin getting his stick on there. On Norman, throwing it back out of the zone. Green there to try to keep it out. Cloquet chips it back in off sides, and we get a whistle. Cloquet is going to go for a change. 6 minutes and 26 seconds left of the game. Isaac Olsen taking the face-off. Wing goes back to Cloquet. They go D to D. They chip it deep into the zone. Vaughn's there to grab it in the corner. Number 17, though, for Cloquet comes up with it. Carlin gets a stick on it and sends it over to the boards. Green's going to grab this. He's got Stu with him. Fortunately, it just gets out of his reach. Goaltender steps up and throws it again to the board. 7 had his elbow up against Isaac Olsen there. Got away with one there. 17 bringing it back in. Oh, Stewart coming up, helping out in front. He's going to cycle it back in the corner. He's looking for some passing options. He's going to bank it off the boards, trying to go to Jojo Ross. Jojo chips it back off there. It goes deep into the zone, back behind the Cloquet goalie. He rushes, but our boys go for a change, so Ross is all alone by himself. Fan attempt by Cloquet for clearing. Stone there to pressure. Cloquet still able to get possession of this, and Cloquet keeps possession. They bring it back behind their goaltender. Looking to set it up as they break it out of the zone. They go across ice. 13 from Cloquet brings it in. He decides he doesn't like what he sees. He cycles back out. He throws it cross ice. Stone's there to offer some pressure. Can't get a hold of it though as Cloquet comes back in. Max Peterson stops him and Schulte comes up with it in the neutral zone. Cloquet does a good job shutting down Schulte though. Milic tries to bring it back in on sides, but Schulte hadn't crossed that blue line and gets caught.
I think you could have made an argument for an interference call on Schulte.
Yeah, I would agree.
After the puck had kind of left the area, he stayed with them, tied him up, and Schulte looked a little upset about it, and I think he rightfully so should be.
Well, coach decides to get a new new lineup out there as we got Pitzel out there. Face-off goes to Cloquet though, and they're bringing it back in. They try to rush it. Hamas and Stewart stepping up to try to take him. Hamas does a good job at pushing him to the corner. Pitzel steps up to support. Pitzel and Hamas in the corner. Puck comes back out to Cloquet. It goes back behind our goaltender. Max comes up with this. Tries to throw it to Drew. Puck goes to center ice. It ends on the stick of Stewart. Stewart's going to drive it wide through the neutral zone. Gets interrupted by some of the Cloquet players, and they do a nice job at angling him into the boards, and he can't get anything on that. Tried to clear the zone. Max tried to hold it, but Cloquet quick to bounce it off, and they dump it in. Liam will be the first back to it, but we get a whistle for icing. Looks like coach is going to change up the defensive pairing, but leave maybe the same offensive players out there.
Well, this is a big face-off here. We need to get something going here. We need to get on the board and get some momentum rolling towards that target of 6.
We got Pitzel, Milic, and Stewart out there as our forwards. Kraus and Chalstrom back at D. Pitzel taking the face-off. He wins it back over to Milic. Milic tries to drop it to Kraus, but unfortunately can't get much on it. And Cloquet, 17, comes flying through. Chalstrom comes flying out of nowhere. Got away probably with one there as he left his feet. Shot attempt, but it goes wide. Stewart grabs possession of this. He's going to drive it through the neutral zone. Gets pushed into the boards by Cloquet. Kraus steps up to try to grab this. Puck comes back out, goes to Chalstrom. Chalstrom tries to feed it up to Pitzel. Pass attempt is a little bit too far for Pitzel, but it goes on net. Milic, nice job stripping that player. Goes to Pitzel. And I think we're going to get a penalty, or we're going to draw a penalty as
13, I think he used a little too much of his hips on that.
Yeah, they're going to go to the box for a trip. We needed that. Big power play here. 3 minutes and 2 seconds left of this game. If they want to come back, they're going to have to get a score or get a goal on this drive. Coach recognizes this. He's throwing Stone, Olsen, and Schulte out as his forwards. Norman and Carlin out there at D. Big draw. Isaac Olsen comes up with it. Stone steps up to support. He drops it back to Carlin. Carlin tries to throw it back from the blue line. Hits traffic in front, doesn't make it. Carlin stepping up, holds the zone. He throws it back behind the goaltender. Cloquet bounces off the boards. Norman trying to step up and hold the zone, but it bounces off out, and they come up with it. Carlin coming up with a good stick. Isaac there to grab a possession of it. He's going to try to feed it to Stone, but it hits traffic in front. Puck gets dumped back into the zone. Carlin back there to grab it. He feeds it up to Isaac. Isaac tries to go up to Stone. Gets intercepted by a Cloquet player here. And Cloquet throws it back into the zone. Vaughn grabs it. He fumbles it a little bit here. He's looking for passing option. Goes to Stewart. Stewart comes out with some speed. Passes it over to Schulte. Drops it back to Stewart. Schulte's got it. He tries to center it. Fortunately, it's intercepted by Cloquet, and they clear the zone. 22 seconds left of this power play. Max goes to Stewart. Stewart feeds it up to Schulte. Liam grabs the pass in the middle. He bounces off the near side boards. That goes to Stewart. Or Schulte. Stone grabs this. He fires. Oh, and it goes behind the net. I don't know what Liam's doing, but he tries to wrap it back around. He's so deep into the zone.
I like to see those offensive-minded defensemen trying to help create the opportunity.
He definitely did. Almost caused a little chaos in front. Coach is deciding to change up the forwards as the penalty's been expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Pitzel, Ross, and Green are out there. Puck goes back behind the goaltender. Cloquet has possession. Looking for passing option. Doesn't like what he sees. He circles back behind his goaltender. Finally hits his winger. They break it out to the center. Peterson with a nice stick. Grabs a hold of this. Ross comes up with it. Brings it back behind Liam. See what he can do. He tries to feed Pitzel. And that's going to go the distance of the ice. It's going to land on net though. And we got a minute left of this game as we're winding down. Cloquet doing a nice job regaining possession of the puck. Liam cycles it back in, keeps it in the zone. Cloquet comes out with it though. And it goes into the neutral ice. Max is there to intercept. They're back there to try to drive. They're doing a good job pushing it to the back behind the net. Max goes down. Liam tries to take a swipe on it. The player comes up and gets a shot. Jake gets a great pad on there, and it comes out. We got 14 seconds left. Doesn't make the distance of the ice, so no icing. Cloquet picks it up behind their net. He's going to cycle it back behind their goaltender as they just try to kill some time. They chip it around to the far side, near side boards, and we get the buzzer as the game expires when we go down 6-3. We're going to have to go for the third place bracket. We're going to have to do that too, probably without our next game. We're likely going to be down Vaughn and Drew Milic as they leave to go out of town on a ice fishing trip, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, this unfortunate outcome, but what we saw in the first half of the first period was like we've never seen before. Great passing. On the breakouts, they're moving the puck. They're talking to each other. I mean, that was the best hockey I've seen them play, and we were up 2-0 on the best team in the state.
Yeah. Fortunately, we couldn't keep that momentum, and Cloquet really showed what they were made of in the second and the third and came back. But our boys did a nice job. They were fairly disciplined, stayed out of the box in large. I mean, we
3 penalties
yeah,
today?
I think that's about it, which is a big deal compared to what we normally face. Liam's trying to get a fair circle going. Looks like he's going to only elicit Carlin and Max to join him, maybe Green. Isaac's going to circle back and join in along with a couple Cloquet players.
Well, Billy, did you know what time we play tomorrow?
Let's take a look. I have the bracket up right here. We go to the third place bracket, so I think we'll either play at 5:15 or 7:30. I'm not certain which one time slot we'll get. So an evening game tomorrow night. So it'll give the opportunity for the boys to get some real rest, and hopefully any out-of-town teams, if we have to play them, get some good hot tub and swimming time in, and they come out tired and we'll be well rested.
That's right.
So, all right, well, that brings us to the end.